call the meeting to order, please. Johanna, will you read the statement of compliance?
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the Press of Atlantic City, Star Ledger, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, the municipal website, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Please turn off all cell phones.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention to the... I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everybody. Johanna, will you please take the roll?
Mayor Collins,
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg. I am here. Commissioner Horn.
Here.
All right, we will begin, as always, with our engineering report. Ed?
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, everyone. And we will begin, as always, on our dredging program. We've made some really good progress since the last meeting, really in the last 30 days. So item number one, I believe I reported at the last meeting that we have received a letter of acceptance from Tuckahoe Turf Farm for their disposal site to submit with our citywide dredge application, which would allow us to secure that permit while we pursued Shelter Island. Since that time, we scheduled a site meeting and had a meeting with the DOT at the Gateway site in Pleasantville. That is another disposal facility that the DOT owns and operates. That does seem like a potential viable option. There's a little bit more legwork that has to be done there, but it's probably worth continuing the conversation. On a parallel track, Roger was able to also secure a letter of acceptance for dredge disposal at the Saran Nursery site in Corbin City. So we have that in hand. So we now have two disposal sites, letter of acceptances in hand. The Tuckahoe Turf's letter has already been sent to the DEP. The Saran Nursery letter will be sent in today. We actually just secured that today, I think, right, or yesterday. So with those two sites, the way it would work is that the permit would list those two sites as approved disposal locations for anyone who dredges under our citywide dredging permit, whether we do it as a city project or if a private property owner wanted to go under our permit and dispose of dredge material at their own accord. So we await the DEP's response to these submissions, and we expect that there should be no other outstanding items to secure that citywide dredging permit. And then pivoting to item B, Shelter Island, we continue to work on that site as our preferred long-term disposal site. And if and when that is approved, we would just do a minor modification to our citywide dredging permit to add that in as a disposal site. So again, really good progress in the last month or so. And we should be hearing from the DEP shortly on our dredging permit, which is great. Item C is the Washington Avenue Streetscape Project, which we've talked about over the last several months at these meetings. We've made an effort since the last meeting to post some additional information for public information online. I believe there are a couple items on the agenda today related to this project. One would be to authorize the bid advertisement, and the other item would be to request an extension from the DOT for one of the grants associated with this project. That is because the project is still being reviewed for federal approval to go out to bid, and we just want to make sure we're covered on the state grant if that federal review process takes a little longer than we have under our current deadline. So I think we've discussed this project in detail as far as what it entails. There's some pretty detailed information online. There's some updated color renderings online for this project with the updated design that we've referred to in the last couple meetings. And of course, I'm always available if anyone has any questions about the project, anyone at the city or any member of the public. Happy to answer questions about this project. Item D is the Amherst Avenue Resiliency Project, which is our pump station. We've submitted information back into DEP Green Acres for the Amherst Avenue Waterfront Park site for the pump station facility, and the ball is in their court. We're just waiting to hear back from them on it if they require any additional information to move the diversion process along. We'll be scheduling a meeting in the next few weeks for the new Public Works Building project to discuss possible options on value engineering. And then once we have some of those options better defined, we can have a discussion at a workshop about how we want to proceed with that project. The Ventnor Avenue Parking Lot project, we have received comments from the Atlantic County Department of Regional Planning and Development for that site plan, so we're working through those comments now. Item G is the Atlantic Avenue Bike Lane painting project that is on the agenda today for award, and that would be a project that would not be done until the spring. We will be paving an additional section of Atlantic Avenue before we paint all the rest of the bike lanes green. So we're awarding now. It gives us a head start on material delivery, and then we'll be in a good position to get that work done as soon as the paving is complete. And that's item H, which is the next section of Atlantic Avenue. Huntington to Mansfield is in the design process, and that would be a fall, winter, spring project before we stripe the bike lanes. Likewise, the 2025 road program is in design. Item J, the stormwater ordinance compliance, MS4 compliance, we've been working with the Public Works Department on. We've kind of narrowed it down to one outstanding item, at least at this point, that the DEP is looking for some additional information on, and we've been working with Public Works to compile that information for submission to DEP. Item K is our ongoing CRS assistance, and this will be an ongoing effort really over the next year or so to gear up for the October recertification 2026, but we want to keep this process going so that way we're in a good position for that recertification. Pending grant applications, you can see the new item listed for the next phase of Winchester Avenue, which was submitted for 2026 NJDOT municipal aid. So that was submitted at the end or the beginning of July. Nothing under miscellaneous. Jumping down to our construction projects, we have one item that's under review for maintenance bonds. That's the HVAC project that was completed a couple years ago at the library. Our projects in closeout have been whittled down to just two, which is good news. That means we're closing projects out and closing out grants. The 2023 road program is on pause until the fall when we will pick that work back up. The SIG Rim basketball court project is complete, so that'll move into closeout. Turn into page 3, the Thurlow Avenue project is also substantially complete. We just have a little bit of punch list work that needs to be wrapped up. Same for the 2024 curb and gutter program. The municipal building renovations phase 2 is complete, and that project will be moved into the closeout phase. Punch list items are left for the walkway work we did over at the SIG Rim complex. The SIG Rim restroom building construction is in progress. We expect the contractor to be back on site sometime soon to continue that work. The pickleball court project is complete, so that'll be moved into closeout. Building demolition is complete, and Exxon is just about wrapping up their remediation work that needed to be done at the site. We're just waiting on some documentation from them just to kind of close that loop. So that is moving along as scheduled. The Winchester Avenue project that was just awarded at the last meeting, we did get concurrence from the DOT to proceed with construction, so that pre-construction meeting is being scheduled. Likewise, the 2024 road program pre-construction meeting is being scheduled. And lastly, there was a pre-construction meeting this morning for the lead service line replacement project, which we've talked about at past meetings, and there will be a public outreach process to help get the word out for those that will be impacted by this project. And that's my report.
All right, thank you, Ed. Chief Adams, would you begin with your department head report, please?
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. First off, I want to start off with a great event that was held this past Saturday at Coolidge Avenue and the beach. It was the Heart of Surfing event. And I have to say, it's one of my greatest events during the summer to attend and be a part of. And just to see everyone's face and to see the reactions of everyone involved, there's nothing better than to see a smile of a kid that gets to do something that they normally wouldn't be able to do. And the reaction and the public participation and everybody involved was second to none. It was just an outstanding event. If you ever have the opportunity to attend this event, I would highly recommend it. Otherwise, not much on the fire department side. It's been busy so far this summer. I will say this, please heed the lifeguards' warnings when you're out there. The rip currents and rip tides have been very bad this summer. So please pay attention to your lifeguards and only swim during our protected bathing hours at guarded and protected beaches, which is 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Andrew?
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. Recreation Department has been very busy this summer between tennis and pickleball and the ball fields. There's a lot of activity. We have at our summer camp approximately 120 kids per day. We're about midway through that. And I just want to remind everyone this weekend down at the Pavilion and Library, they're celebrating 50 years down at that complex. So they have 3 nights of concerts. Friday night is a Frank Sinatra tribute in the tent next to the library. Saturday night is a Motown tribute on the stage on the beach. And Sunday night is Don't Call Me Francis on the stage on the beach. So they're free to everybody, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Andrew. Lisa?
Good afternoon. Just to piggyback off of Andrew, I wanted to report on our beach fees. Through June 30th, the total collected for beach fees was just over $377,000, which is a slight decrease of $8,600 from this time last year, probably due to the weather. It hasn't been, optimal, but I know that they're out there aggressively, well, not really aggressively, but they're actively, checking the tags. The onboarding has been completed. There was 217 seasonal employees onboarded between the rec and the beach, which is a tremendous amount of employees to onboard in a few short weeks. So thank you for everybody's cooperation. On the agenda, you'll see there's a resolution 195, 2025. What that is for is to add the $750,000 grant to the budget that will be utilized for the bike lane painting on Atlantic Avenue. So there will not be any cost to the city because the contract is less than the grant amount. You'll see that the governing body will be certifying the annual audit. So once I have that, I will complete the submission to the state of all the required documentation. Also, there's a resolution 197-2025 for a cancellation of some prior improvement authorizations. We're canceling a portion of ordinance 07-2019, $442,000, and 02-2020, which is just over $141,000. The total amount is just under $584,000, so that money will be held in a reserve to pay future debt service because both of those ordinances were fully funded by previous bond issues. Wanted to also update on our parking revenue through the end of June. Now that we have Park Mobile and this is our third year, I think, or fourth year, okay. So through June 30th, we collected $18,500. This time last year, it was only $2,700. So there's a lot more cars in town. We have added some additional meters, but you could see the amount of activity in the city. That's all I have to report right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. I think first of all, we all can agree that I think the 4th of July weekend brought, I would dare to say almost historic crowds to Margate. I don't think there was a parking spot in town on any street. I always say in my neighborhood, I don't think I really saw much of a change, which was kind of nice, but kind of tucked away, so it's actually kind of nice. But it's been an extremely busy time for the police department. Just going over some numbers today, between July 1st and today, we've had a total of 1,138 calls for service. Highlights from those calls for service, we've had 2 arrests for aggravated assaults, 1 burglary to a motor vehicle with possession of burglar's tools. So when I tell people over and over again, make sure you lock your cars, make sure everything is locked, there's a reason why. But hopefully with some of with that arrest last night, that'll prevent some of it in the future. There's been 114 motor vehicle stops in the last 2 weeks, 20 summonses for public urination. So the police department is extremely busy. We're out there enforcing the quality of life issues. We're enforcing the motor vehicle laws on the road. And like I said, we've actually seen a pretty significant decrease in motor vehicle accidents up to this point this year compared to last year. So hopefully, it's all going and trending in a good way. Just want to remind everybody the police department will be hosting our annual Law Day event on Wednesday, August 20th at the Margate Library. It's a great event. We've done it for a number of years. The fire department's done their event. Public Works, I believe, has done their event. So we're last and going to be the best. It's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity for everybody to interact with the police department. Again, I'm going to say with the reminder of locking your cars and your homes, a recent stolen motor vehicle, as I always say, the keys were in it, the doors were unlocked. Again, I'm glad we live in a very safe community, but don't make it easy for people that might want to, break the law. Actually, the vehicle was just recovered. I took a phone call with it, was recovered in Newark. So again, It starts here and someplace else, but again, I say have a checklist before you go to bed. Make sure your car is locked, make sure your keys are inside, make your front doors locked, and make sure your lights are on outside. To dovetail off of what you said with the Margate Library hosting 3 nights of concerts, there will be some traffic considerations for those nights. Not big traffic considerations, but parking. We'll have no parking on Huntington Avenue. Andrew and I met with Charles from the library today. There'll be no parking in that area. There's going to be food trucks Saturday and Sunday night for those events, so it should be a good event for those nights for the library. And finally, this Saturday, Lucy the Elephant will be hosting her birthday celebration on Saturday on Atlantic Avenue. There will be a traffic detour for this event, so just plan accordingly. It's not a big detour, but it's to help assist Lucy with the event that they have on Atlantic Avenue. That's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Roger.
Thank you. Tag along with what Ed was saying about the dredging and about having these other sites, it's a benefit to the homeowners, because if we don't have an active dredging contract, the homeowner can't use Shelter Island because of the constructability. So they have another place to take the material. So the more places we have, the better for residents of Margate. MBA is having their wine tasting event on Friday, I believe, at the Memories. Speaking of what Matt was talking about earlier. And planning board meeting at the end of the month, there's only 2 cases on. It's slowing down a little bit, which is a nice relief. And other than that, there's nothing else to report.
Thank you. Palma?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We've seen about an 18% increase in permits issued compared to this time last year. Those are construction permits, and we've had over 2,800 inspections performed this year under the Uniform Construction Code. A little over a year ago, the state changed their requirements where we can't accept verbal inspection requests anymore, so we've been utilizing the SDL portal, and a lot of contractors have gotten on board with that, and to my surprise, even the ones that were hesitant to use it have come to really appreciate it because they can check the status of their inspections right on their phone. The public is also welcome to create an account for the SDL portal. You can get information on that right on our website. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
I have one more thing to add. Some of you may have seen that the NJDEP sent out a bulletin. They have revised their the new flood damage prevention requirements. They dropped their new base flood elevation from 5 feet to 4 feet. Margate and other towns in our area that we work with are still, will be compliant, but it's still not as much as some people want it to be dropped. Again, if there's going to be that much water with these barrier islands, like the state's saying, you won't be able to get to your house. So that's it.
Thank you. All right, Dom?
Hey guys, how's everyone? To piggyback off everybody else, it's been a pretty crazy summer so far, and we've been pretty busy. 4th of July brought in some record numbers with water usage at 3.2 million gallons per day for 3 days in a row, which is unheard of for us. Beach trash was insane. I will say people kept it in bags, which was nice. So they kept it pretty clean, but we did way more trucks than we usually did. We did like 14 to 16 trucks with using some of our bigger Peterbilts as well. And that's piggybacking off of beach stock the week before that. So we've been pretty busy, and we also have the library and Lucy's birthday this weekend coming up that we're helping out with. And I don't want to say the wrong day, Mike, but the 23rd, Wednesday's our Touch a Truck event, right?
Yes.
Yes, all right, Wednesday, Touch a Truck event, bring all the kids out, so, and I'll let you mention what we got today.
You can go ahead if you'd like.
For the second year in a row, we got #1 beaches in Atlantic County and #2 in New Jersey. So I think it's a tribute to everybody at this table and their teams. So, yeah, that's all.
Very good. Thank you, Dom. Scott?
Very briefly, I've been staying on top of the Taylors. Great progress made there. I speak to their project on-site manager, told me they're probably going to be finished Monday. So we're getting there. I see we have some requests of people. They want open requests for documents. They're public records. In fact, I believe there's a website with the DEP reports are filed. Is that correct, Eddie? So perhaps we can educate them as to how to get access to these very voluminous reports concerning that site. Other than that, that's all I have.
Thank you. Pat?
Well, thank you very much. Been involved in pretty much every aspect up here on that. We're going over new hires, resumes and stuff for the tax collector's office. I sat on some interviews with the fire department, personal matters, and some contract negotiations.
Thank you. Johanna?
I just would like everyone to know that the clerk's office will be closed this week coming up. I will be on vacation. If you need a marriage license or death certificate, that can be handled up front. Tara Mazza will be taking care of that. Dog licenses will be handled by Linda Herder in the front office. And that's the best I have to tell you right now.
Thank you. All right, we will now open up public comment. If anyone has any comment for anything discussed during workshop, please step forward.
Hello, hi, I'm Chrissy Campbell. I live on Huntington Avenue in Margate. I live and work here. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone, like Andrew and the fire chief and the police department and everyone, because everyone does a great job to make this town amazing. We do so many wonderful things in the summer and all around. So I'm going to start with that after hearing everything that everyone said. But I want to talk about the media contract that's up.
So, Chrissy, that'll be next public comment at the next meeting.
Oh, so I can't talk about that one?
No, not because that wasn't discussed at this
Oh,
in workshop.
well then, just thank you everyone for doing such a great job.
Thank you.
Drew Campbell, 406 North Huntington Avenue. I'd like to say thank you to all the departments here, from Matt to Dan to Andrew and everyone else that's here. I don't think you guys get enough recognition for the work and time that you put in to do your jobs, and your teams are outstanding. This town was incredibly overcrowded over 4th of July weekend, and I saw firsthand how all your departments had all hands on deck and did a wonderful job throughout the city. So I don't think you guys get enough praise and recognition that you deserve. So I want to appreciate that. One thing I did want to comment on was the basketball courts. They look tremendous, and it was a great job that was done there. I know there's a group of middle-aged men that play there during the week, and I just wanted to point out that I've heard that the basketball rim on the Jerome Avenue side is not level. It is tilted about 1/8 of an inch off. So
Have you been done?
some people, when they take shots, they're not going in like they should. So if maybe somebody could get on that, that would be awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Drew. Is there a motion to close public comment for workshop?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Mayor Collins?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Commissioner Horn?
Yes.
And we will roll right into the next meeting as soon as Johanna is ready.